And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 35. I'm of course just VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in chats and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all to your another weekly dose of PiGosaur action. Here we go again. Previously known as the PiGosaur Monday, but now it is the PiGosaur Cup, as we are no longer on Mondays. We're on Wednesday/Tuesday, depending on where you're on the world. And we have our first series. We have our first matchup. We are jumping into our initial best of 3. Into the round of 32. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the American Zerg player. We have the Teal Zerg representing Match Arena Esports. It is StarKiller. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the American Terran player. We have the American Terran himself. I believe I'm casting him for the first time. I don't think I've actually covered him in the past. Maybe once before, but it is the American Terran. It is BerryCrunch, aka Goth Latina. Let's go as we are jumping into our initial matchup. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is, papi. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats as we jump into our initial best of 3. Here we go. And of course, this is also a bit of a preamble. Gas first, by the way. Gas pool, I mean, incredibly aggressive, cheesy start, by the way, from StarKiller. But this is a bit of a kind of a preamble, or a bit of a glimpse into Cheeseadelphia. For those that are curious, there's a big offline event happening over the weekend in the Americas that is going to be Cheeseadelphia over in Philadelphia, of course. Is going to be over the weekend. We are going to be casting it here live, and StarKiller will be there. I don't know if BerryCrunch is going to go. Again, you know, the US of A is a big place. Depending on where you are, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, like it can be a bit of a trek to get to the event. So I don't know if BerryCrunch is going, but I do know that StarKiller is going to be there. Most likely players like Epic, Dolan as well. Your typical, regulars when it comes to these big offline tournaments in the Americas. And StarKiller did let us know that of course he is here, he is back to get ready to prepare for said tournament. Here we go. So far, again, gas first. Early link speed pulls out of gas, so we're not going for a Bane Rush, we're not going for a Roach Rush, we're just going for fast link speed into the expand, into the links across the map. And here we go. It is going to be go time now. Thankfully, SCV Scout, BerryCrunch, is now aware of the late expansion. He's aware of the early pool, but he doesn't know how early the gas is. That's the difference here, is that he doesn't know when the gases were taken. Despite that, he should be keeping the Reaper at home. There we go. The Reaper does stay back home to help defend, to help keep up with StarKiller, as links are floating across the map against StarKiller. For those who are unaware, he is a veteran of the scene. He's coming in as a heavy favorite. I mean, I say that StarKiller, he's also a little bit more unrefined, or he hasn't been active in recent years. So you could argue that maybe the rust has accumulated over time. And that is where BerryCrunch, one of the more fresher faces to the scene, can excel. Here we go. So far, nice kiting here with the Reaper. Lings are going to be forced back. Behind this, all in. No drones. No drones. We have a Ling Flood rushing across the map. StarKiller, it's going to be all or nothing. He will commit. And we'll see if BerryCrunch can survive this. Again, we're looking for this round. Ooh. Link speed is revealed. Reaper does race back. Oh no! Ooh, actually, we could have denied the add-on swap, but alas, now going for the third. The goal here is to break the expansion, force a cancel. And we'll see if we can. There it is. Massive pick of the base is denied. Oh no! Oh god, jeez, that was so close. Once again, did lift accidentally. Thankfully, does land back down. That could have been game. That would have been game if he was caught up in the air. If Lings flooded in, there would have been nothing to defend. The Reaper would have gone surrounded, and that would have been game then and there. Thankfully, does close that wall, and now we can hunker down and get into a longer game state. Behind the StarKiller is droning. StarKiller, he's droning, he's saturating, he's containing BerryCrunch on one base for as long as possible. And again, the pressure is on BerryCrunch to break out and then counterattack to try to recover. But again, canceling the CC was a big moment here for StarKiller. That's what he wanted. Let's go. Behind this, StarKiller, sorry, but BerryCrunch is going to be double expanding, going for his natural, going for his third CC as well. Will double expand behind this. Back at home. Ooh, early Roach run out of StarKiller. Okay, with this, we can get into Roach production. We can get into Roach heavy composition. We'll see if BerryCrunch does go into Banshee play. He does have the tech lab on the rack, so we can go for an add-on swap. Actually, never mind. Keeps the tech lab on the racks instead, going for the Liberator instead. Ooh, okay. Meanwhile, Lings, they're hitting here. They're hitting in the expansion. Hellions are going to be forced back. As they're forced back, then StarKiller, he can strike. Ooh, and the SCVs are exposed. Yeah, Worker's going to be going down. SCVs are going to be forfeit. Hellions, they race back home. So far, getting 1, 2, another 3 SCVs. Nice damage here by starkiller. Oh, getting another SCV. He can. Does get another. From here, he pulls away. That was how many? That was 6 SCV kills in total, and now it's time to counterattack. There's a good amount of Hellions. Good amount of Hellions. Behind this, there is no armory, so no Hellbat push. We do have the Liberator, which can help support the army, of course, as well. And back at home, Roaches are already ready for this. Starkiller, very well prepared. He's got his Roaches, he's got his Queens. He is set and ready to go. Now, there's a chance that the Hellions could try to run past, but yeah, the Roaches, they will deflect. They will deflect the army. At the same time, Lynx, oh no, they hit the natural once again. More SCVs going to be going down. Brutal damage, critical damage even. Oh god. And with that, this is a rough road to recovery here for BerryCrunch. The problem is zero economy. He has no he has no saturation. He's been stuck on one base the entire time. Meanwhile, StarKiller on 45 drones. He's getting up to 3 bases, getting up to full saturation. The Lair is on the way, getting into roach speed. The Liberator is going to be deflected. So far, it has 4 kills. Not bad. 4 kills here on the Liberator. And we'll go for the Queen and should snipe the Queen as well. Again, some miscontrol here from StarKiller. And again, this is very necessary damage. This Liberator has to get a lot done, and 6 kills is good. We need more. Does need more damage. At the same time, Hellies, they threaten a dive. Roach is in position. Sniping another Queen. Once again, good Liberator damage. Yeah, Spore's out of position. Hellions, they rotate into the mineral line. And again, we need to roast up some drones, and drones are getting roasted. Again, the Queen did go down earlier. The Workers, they line up. 34 drone kills, and suddenly, BerryCrunch, he's back in this game. He's back in this game. Look at the install step here. 11 SCVs went down against 23 Workers. Again, the Queen, if it didn't get sniped earlier, we could have had a stronger defense, but this is on StarKiller. He does slip up his defense back at home, and now BerryCrunch is back in this game. I say back in this game. At this point, I would say BerryCrunch is ahead. Again, killing 23 drones is brutal, and he has mules, and you can see the massive mule hammer here. So BerryCrunch, he is ahead economically. Likewise, behind this, he can land his 3rd base as well. Now, suddenly, the turns have tabled, and suddenly StarKiller is in a really rough position. Now, what I expect out of StarKiller, taking his Evo chambers. I was going to say that I expect him to drone up to 2.5 bases and then just go for a roach all in. Just commit to a roach all in and try to break his opponent. Here, double Evo chamber tells us that we're going to go for a later timing. He's going to go for double upgrades, which means he's going to drone, which means against BerryCrunch, he's going to be able to establish himself. Like BerryCrunch, he now takes a lead. He's now ahead. And again, StarKiller, can he recover here? Can he bounce back? He had a really strong start in this game, but he lost that lead. Did lose the lead, and more drones going to be going down. Again, StarKiller not quite in position. He was caught out. That's why I'm leaning towards going for an all-in, just because he's taken so many losses. Like, it's so many losses, so much damage here for StarKiller. I don't know if it's possible to macro from here and to get a 4th base into drone. And here comes the push. Here comes BerryCrunch. Looks like he's only establishing his 3rd. Okay. Fun fact, if BerryCrunch pushed here and now, he most likely wins. Like, the problem is, right now, StarKiller is stuck redroning. To be fair, BerryCrunch doesn't know this, but because StarKiller is redroning, there is no army. Like, this is the army, a handful of roaches. BerryCrunch could A-move. He could just A-move across the map, and he could break StarKiller here and now. As we can see, BerryCrunch is being more defensive. He's being more passive back at home. He is moving out with a double drop, but this is more manageable for StarKiller. Say that if he responds. Overlook goes down. StarKiller, he does react in time. Marines, they bust into the main. And nice damage again. They pick up the roaches. 1, 2, 3, 4 roaches going to be going down. Not enough roaches here for StarKiller. He will deflect. And again, you could see how much StarKiller struggled against the double drop. Again, like, if everything moved out, I mean, that's that would have been it back. But now StarKiller, now he's gotten away with droning. Now that he's up to 3 base saturation, now he can fixate on purely Roach Ravager production. So that window where StarKiller was vulnerable, that window is closing. That window is closing. BerryCrunch is still leaving his army back at home. He's just going for drop play. I mean, he does have a double drop towards the left-hand side. The army somewhat in position. Roaches, they collapse in. Drop play continues. And again, starkiller shouldn't really be droning from here. And so far, he is keeping up with the drops. Kind of. He has drops over here to the other side. Roach is late to respond. More drones going to be going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, God, 7. 8, 9. 9 drones going down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this is getting out of hand. Now, the scary thing about what's happening here is that this is really good economic damage, and we're killing even more drones. The economy is being crippled, but again, starkiller is being forced more and more all in. And can BerryCrunch survive that all in? It does depend on his tank positioning. If we see a Roach army push into this, I feel like BerryCrunch should be okay. But if BerryCrunch unsieges, if he moves that across the map, that's where I'd be more concerned for the Terran. Likewise, Marines, they rally in towards the 4th. So far, starkiller again having a hard time keeping up with the army movement here of his opponent. Dropping into the main. Better splits here from starkiller. Yeah, this time he does leave an army in position, takes out the medevac, shuts down the drops. And you can see starkiller's army supply getting larger and larger. Bearing in mind, he's not been droning. Like, he's not droning. He's only on 59 workers. He's at less than 3 base saturation. He's hyperfixated on pure Roach Ravager, and he's going to hit with 2-2. Ideally, wait for these upgrades. 2-2 kicks in, and then bam. Ooh, and I was concerned about this. BerryCrunch, he does unsiege. Does unsiege. Okay, he should be setting up here at the 4th, so he's setting up defensively. Thankfully, he's not pushing. So this is a really solid defensive line. Roach Ravager cannot push into this. And BerryCrunch should just defend. He should just defend, just turtle up back at home on 4 bases, and max out. And that will just outscale the Zerg. Meanwhile, the pressure is on starkiller to try to catch BerryCrunch out of position. He does not scan, he doesn't see the army. Tanks are exposed. That's a lot of tanks. Yeah, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks going down. But I say 4, he gets 5, 6. Oh my god, he gets every single tank. And again, BerryCrunch, he was out of position. He missed the army rotation. And this was what starkiller was hoping for. And he can even bow down the CC. Not quite. CC does survive, but he does get the mineral line. Once again, tanks are exposed. Getting 1, 2, 3. All the tanks should be going down. And again, BerryCrunch, he did a solid job when it came to harassing, when it came to dropping. But he wasn't able to keep up with the army movements. And now we're going for the kill at the same time, drop across the map. Tank goes down. Boys are being pulled. The wiles! Oh my god. They connect with the medevacs. Looks like BerryCrunch, he should be able to hold on here back at home. He is deflected. BerryCrunch, he is surviving. But again, he lost so much. He lost every... I'm afraid to look. How many tanks went down? 11. 11 tanks went down alongside the mineral line. And all starkiller has to do is just rebuild, remax, and do that again. And this time, he doesn't have to worry about a wall of tanks. The tanks, they're gone. There's, what, 2 tanks left? And 2 tanks remaining. Speaking of, we have to respect them, though. Like, there's not a high enough Ravager count to abuse that tank line. But he does abuse the mineral line. SV is going to be going down. starkiller, he can't just keep trading like this. Yeah, picks up more Marines. Behind this, double expanding. Heading on over here, saturating his fringe bases. Ooh. And this. This is an amount of Ravagers that cannot be dealt with. Now, the best chance for BerryCrunch in this kind of position here is go for mass drop play to buy time. Just to buy time to keep the Zerg player distracted, to be able to rebuild that tank count. That is the goal here for BerryCrunch. Meanwhile, moving up once again with his other push. So far, we do see starkiller, he's split between his main base and his 4th, and he's not ready here at the 3rd. Yeah, starkiller is out of position. This move out has potential. Does go for the 4th base, which is where starkiller is. But despite that, does get the mineral line. And drone's going down, but again, roaches are somewhat in position. Drop is deflected. does get the expansion, but there are more bases. Like, there are plenty of expansions, so getting the hatchery doesn't matter as much. And I'm concerned because BerryCrunch just threw away all his Marines. He did not preserve the army. That was not worth it. Assuming the starkiller counterattacks. Okay, scans, does see the base. He's headed towards it, okay. Now, if he can deny these fringe bases, starkiller's on the way. Does split up. I'm a little bit confused as to starkiller's tech path. Is going into +2 melee, it is switching to ultra production. Okay, interesting. From here, switching into ultras. Meanwhile, we do have a move out right down mid. As we don't have a fungal, thankfully here. Thankfully for BerryCrunch. What I was gonna say is that because of the map itself, because of how small it is, because of how open it is as well, this is favoring the more aggressive style here of BerryCrunch, where he's able to more seamlessly, more easily kind of like pivot around and hit all these bases. Kind of sweating himself done. The ultra is gonna go down. Like, these are good pickoffs, but the reality is that BerryCrunch, he's not been making SCVs. He has been missing macro cycles. He's not been making workers. He's been making army, that is true. He's been pumping out units, but he's been neglecting his SCVs. So economically, he cannot sustain himself. It's one and done. Basically, BerryCrunch is all in. BerryCrunch is all in. He does have a massive tank count. He's got 12 tanks, but he cannot replace this army. So he's got to end the game here and now, and he can. Like, this can still end the game. Like, he's completely all in. Starkiller, he responds. That's a lot of ultras. This time he has kindness waiting. Coming in, no blinding cloud, but he will collapse on top of the tanks. Ooh, plows connect. Ultras, they bust on through. Show us those fungals. Not quite. And Festivals, they go down. And with that, I believe the ultra army is going to crumble. But there are more ultras coming in. Oh, it's still close. Actually, very close here. Starkiller, he lost another mineral line. Okay. Now, even though BerryCrunch didn't kill his opponent, he did kill the base, and he did manage to get more workers. He killed a couple of drones. So StarKiller, likewise, now no longer has that economic lead. Okay. Speaking of, yep, more drones going to be going down. It's heavily overstim. And we're in a really scrappy game state. Now, we did just emphasize how BerryCrunch was all in, and I stand by that. Because of that, you can see he can't remax. Like, he just lost all of his tanks, and he's having a really hard time rebuilding his army. Again, he hasn't made an SCV in like 10 minutes. Like, just he's not making workers. Mules, they can carry him for a little bit, don't get me wrong. But because of this, StarKiller can rebuild. And he is. StarKiller, he's rebuilding. He's remaxing. StarKiller, he can macro. Now, with good enough drop play, like, BerryCrunch, he can still recover in this game, but the drops have to do so much. And they have been getting a lot of damage. Like, I'm afraid to look how many drones have gone down this game. 82. 82 workers. So many drones have fallen. It's like double the worker count of BerryCrunch. Jesus. So, like, he's done a lot with these drops. It's unfortunate to say that he needs to do more, because he's done a lot with them, which is impressive. But he needs more. He's making SCVs for the first time in like 15 minutes. Yeah, we got some boys on the way. So some SCVs are being built. We do have the Nullhammer here on the fresh base. Unfortunately, again, he just has been neglecting his worker count for quite some time. And because of that, I mean, we emphasize that it means that StarKiller can max, which he is, and BerryCrunch can't, which also is happening. Oh. Do we bile? Do we fungal? Do we bile and fungal? Oh! Ooh, the biles do miss. Fungal does miss as well. Nice snipes here on the ultras. Now the army's out of position, so there is potential here for BerryCrunch to deal with a portion of the army at a time. Ooh. It's going to be going down. Oh god, he's a bit overstimmed. But again, BerryCrunch, he can fight well here just because, again, the army's trickling in. He's dealing with like 1-2 ultras at a time instead of everything. But now here comes everything. Now here comes the main army. And StarKiller, he has the potential here to just push forward and to break the planetary. As BerryCrunch, he will take down... Oh, not quite. Doesn't quite take down the expansion. Likewise, breaks through the tank line. He gets 1, 2, 3 tanks. And at this point, we can aim if happy. We can aim it. There's nothing to stop it. There's nothing here. There's nothing to stop him. Again, the drop play was buying time, but wasn't able to quite do enough behind it. Ultras, they deal with the fire. And the planetary should fall. And again, that was the most important mining base here for BerryCrunch. Massive fungal goes off. And StarKiller, he'll break through that tank line. Takes down 1, 2, takes down all the tanks. There's 2 more behind this. And again, StarKiller, even though he doesn't have the best economy, it's an economy. Like, that's what matters here. He can rebuild. He does resaturate. It's been a messy game. It's been a very messy game. Have we lost 100 drones? 87. 87 drone kills. So we don't quite float over the main. Jesus, almost everything's in orbital. Oh my god. Double drop on the right. And again, this is going to hope to buy some time. StarKiller, not quite in position. Once again, he does have everything towards the left-hand side. In this base, it may just fall. And StarKiller commits in. So he may just lose a base in a mineral line. Can we lose up to 100 drones? Can we get there before the end of the game? Let's have a look. 100, you got there! 100 drone kills. GG gets called. BerryCrunch kills workers. StarKiller kills BerryCrunch. As StarKiller, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. But shout out to BerryCrunch. Like, a very impressive play. Like, this is the first time I'm covering him. Coming into this, StarKiller is the favorite player. StarKiller, he's an ex-pro. He's an ex-pro gamer. But despite that, even because StarKiller has been missing in action and has been retired for quite some time and has been kind of stepping away from the game, this is where some of the more modern players like BerryCrunch, you know, they rise through the ranks, and he had a really impressive drop play. Like, the drop play was straight up pulling StarKiller apart. He was doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's one of those instances where he was doing a lot of economic damage, which was amazing, but he wasn't making any workers. So at the end of the day, he wasn't getting ahead economically. He was more or less trying to equalize, and he himself wasn't able to really build up back at home. He wasn't able to really surpass or take the economic lead that I'm sure he was hoping for. But again, really impressive drop play. Like, the drop play was excelling, right? That was definitely the highlight of BerryCrunch's play, was the non-stop drop harass. Killing 100 drones towards the end of the game, like, that was really, really well done. But unfortunately, the macro back at home was what was lacking and what was failing BerryCrunch. Despite the fact that StarKiller wasn't harassing. Remember, like, StarKiller, when all the drones were going down and when all the damage was being done, StarKiller, he was stuck chasing the medevacs. It wasn't like he was counterattacking and going for bailing run-bys or ultra counterattacks and knocking down bases. Like, that wasn't happening. So that was, again, BerryCrunch had the freedom to saturate, freedom to make bases, if he so chose to. With that, GG. With that, GG well played. With that, we're now getting into our next game. We're going to be getting into game number 2, and we'll see if BerryCrunch can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover. We'll see if he can force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Thirteen more drones. I believe he got it. He did. Killed all the drones. Hey, it's a 20-minute macro game. I don't know if I would call that a macro game. Like, I don't think at any point either of the players had more than 66 workers. It was rare to see them pass 50 actually. Like they were both on a very low drone count. It was a long game, that is true, but very scrappy, very low eco. Because StarKiller was losing drones and BerryCrunch wasn't making them, so just yeah, it was messy. It was messy. But GG, well played. And here we go. We're now getting into game number 2, and we'll see who'll take the series. We'll see if we can force the ace matches. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Torches, we have the teal Zerg player, the American Zerg, representing Match Reno Esports. Again, he has been long since retired, but he is back. He is ready for Cheeseadelphia over the weekend. It is StarKiller. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the purple Terran player. We'll have to hold on to move the names over. Hold on, fixing up the overlay. Bam. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner here of Torches, we have the purple Terran player, the American Terran. It is BerryCrunch. We go. So we are settling into our game, settling into our second game of the series, and welcome to Torches. Torches, of course, has a shorter rush distance by ground, shorter rush distance by air. I'm a little bit shocked by the vetoes, not gonna lie. For those that are curious, for those that are unaware, StarKiller, again, there was a time where he was the most active player in the world. I think he earned a trophy, or he earned an award for playing in the most online tournaments. I think I think in a year he played in like 250 or something. Like, it was something crazy. Like, he played in, this is back in like 2020 or 2021. Like around that era of StarCraft. Like, StarKiller, he was playing in everything. Like, he was on that grind. And yeah, I mean, he was also, you know, on the top of the NA scene as well, competing in tournaments. But then, of course, he stepped away from the game. He retired. You know, I want to say he retired around like 2022-ish era of StarCraft. And nowadays, he plays casually. Plays for fun. Does come back every now and then to play a couple of games here and there, to play in a couple of tournaments. As I mentioned, Cheeseadelphia is over the weekend, so he is back to prepare and to get ready for that offline LAN event. So it's here to, again, get back into form. Meanwhile, BerryCrunch in form is able to challenge him, and personally I would love to see an ace match. Now, what I was about to say here when it comes to the map itself, StarKiller, he's known for being hyper aggressive and very cheesy. We saw that last game. He did open up with early gas, with early link speed into an early link flood, and then early roach push as well. Like, he was hyper aggressive in that last game, and he was able to cripple BerryCrunch, and then BerryCrunch counterattacked, recovered, of course, doing counter damage. But again, that's what StarKiller is known for. I don't know if BerryCrunch is familiar with StarKiller. I would imagine he is. Like, if they're active on the NA ladder, then I'm sure they played plenty of times. I'm sure they're quite familiar with each other. I would hope, at least. And we'll see how BerryCrunch will approach this. I will say that the map is going to be favoring BerryCrunch, just because the rush distance by air is so short. BerryCrunch, he excelled last game when it came to drop play. He can do that again. Like, if he's that committed. Ooh, he can achieve a lot of success with that drop play. Meanwhile, Reaper into the main. Does he get a scout? We are rushing into a lair. Yeah, link speed on the way. That was what, a 2:45-ish lair timing. Very early lair. Gases are being taken. We just spoke about how cheesy StarKiller is and how aggressive he is. And from here, we're going for what looks to be a Nidus all-in. This could be a Link Queen Nidus all-in. Otherwise, we can head into... If we had Overlord speed, I would assume Drop Lord play. The other option would be for 2-base Muta and 2-base Spire. And up! He has to check. He has to scout. There we go. He does come in. Does get eyes on the lair. Now he knows. Now he knows that something is wrong, something is amiss. He does see both gases being taken. And again, he has to go through that list of possibilities. 2-base Muta, 2-base Swarm Host, 2-base Nidus all in. Something is coming his way. And he has to figure out what. Third base being taken with Larva. There it is, 2-base Muta. So 2-base Muta here from StarKiller. Spire has been thrown down. Now, this feels so risky. Going 2-base Muta on Torches. If, for example, our Terran player had gone into a 2-1-1, and it's not quite, it's going to be a 3CC before Starport, standard opener here out of our Terran player. But if he went for something more bio-heavy, he could just overwhelm. Thankfully for StarKiller, we have a more standard setup here instead. But again, BerryCrunch, he scouted, right? He scouted, he saw the lair, he knows that something is wrong. Something is wrong, something is amiss. But he's not being active with his Hellions here, and he does go out of Hellion production early on. Yeah, he only makes 2 Hellions, so a very low amount of Hellions. That means that he cannot punish. Ideally, something that you can do here, once you realize your opponent's being greedy like this, is you build up to 8 Hellions, then you move out, and then bam, you roast a mineral line. But again, we're staying on a very low Hellion count, getting into a 3-1-1 setup, going for an earlier add-on swap into Marine production, in towards Stim, and this is going to be a later timing instead. Which means Starkiller, he gets away with it. Starkiller, he does get away with it. He is now freely droning, saturating, the Spire is done, and he can make mutas. He can now make mutas freely. And BerryCrunch, he doesn't punish. Now he's poking in with Hellions, and from here, he can still get some damage done, at least. He might even scout the tech. He sees the gas, right? So he saw the lair, he sees the gases, he should know. Scans the main. Does confirm the mutas. Liberator into the natural. May kill the queen. It's going to be close. Oh, he will. Yeah, queen goes down. Takes down 2 workers as well. Nice damage here from the Liberator. At least BerryCrunch is aware of the mutas, so we have turrets on the way. Turret in the mineral line. Turret over the production. Third base is forfeit. As BerryCrunch does evacuate the third. Pulls back. These mutas, they can get some gas mining workers. Yeah, gas mining SCVs. Does 9 mining. And behind this, we're going into like a more traditional form of Lingbane Muta. Let's go. Let us go. Now, when it comes to the move out here that we're working towards, I mean, it is going to be a lot of bio, and the ground army is very much so lacking. Like, the problem here when going into 2-base Muta is that your upgrades are going to be late. So Eva chambers are delayed, 1-1 upgrades are going to be delayed, so the ground army is going to be lacking here. So there's still potential for this eventual move out, for this eventual, like, bio timing. And at least these mutas haven't really done much damage. They've contained, sure, they've denied the third, but they haven't killed many SCVs. Oh, did I speak too soon? He gets 1. He gets 2. Takes down 2 SCVs. Here, Starkiller, he rotates. Behind this, getting a 4th. So far, these mutas, they haven't done any critical damage yet. Oh, here comes the attempted move out. Again, we've got bio, we've got plenty of Widow Mines. How much Lingbane is ready for this? Baling speed is done. Balings are morphing in. And again, we're gearing up, we're getting ready. We're getting ready here at the natural. Oh, so far, Lingbane trying to collapse in. There's still a mine shot left there. Oh no! Ooh, mine shot goes off, massive connection, and the Balings, they don't quite crash in. That was a brutal mine shot, and with that, BerryCrunch breaks through. He does break on through, gets into the middle line, boys are being pulled, Starkiller getting desperate, nice target firing on the Balings, and with that, BerryCrunch, he will break through, he will overwhelm. And Starkiller, I mean, without Baling connections, he cannot fight this. And, ooh, they do barely connect towards the end. Yeah, clutch hold here from Starkiller. Oh no! Mine shot doesn't quite connect. Was close. 12 drones do go down. Again, that was I would say, a pretty successful push here from BerryCrunch. Was able to shut down a lot of Balings, got some economic damage as well. How many mutas did he kill? 6. 6 mutas went down. And you can see just how fragile this army is, and also why this style has fallen out of favor. Like, this is very old school. Like, a couple of mine shots and this army will just melt. It will just evaporate. Like, like two well-placed Widow Mines. And that's going to be it. BerryCrunch is pushing through the center. Balings, they will not quite connect. I mean, the Baling counters here is quite precious. We cannot throw them away like that. Does what? Like 6 banelings going down. Once again, rolling in. The mind shot. Mainly on Lings. Mainly on Zerglings. Starkiller chasing off of creep. Yeah, he should not connect. Mind shots are brutal. They connect with the mutas. Starkiller, he has to back off. Now, something that I'm a little bit concerned by, which did take place previously as well, is the economy here. We're just now getting a 4th base. Thankfully, BerryCrunch, he didn't make... he's making workers. Okay. He's making workers. He's able to sustain himself. Likewise, StarKiller moving out. Headed towards the main. Ling run by towards left-hand side as well. And BerryCrunch, he backs off. He does back off. They catch reinforcements, and not bad. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 Marines. Now it's time for BerryCrunch to be the defender. As BerryCrunch, he doesn't quite respect this here. Medevac goes down, gets a lot of Marines. That's what, 6, 7 Marine kills. Nearing up towards 10. So very nice damage. Likewise, Ling counterattack here is in position. BerryCrunch is ready for it. Behind this hive is on the way. And this hive should be for Ultra Tech. We're getting there. Planetary is done, which means he should be fine against a Ling Roundby. These Lings, they shouldn't really get much damage. A Baneling Roundby has more potential. We'll see. As Lings fan out, he does miss the army. Uh-oh. Yeah, StarKiller out of position. And again, there's no creep. There's no creep. There's no vision. The mineral line's going to go down. Massive pickup. At the same time, Ling Roundby trying to catch some reinforcements, but there's plenty back at home. Yeah, there's plenty here. Oh god, this is not worth it. Yeah, Lings are thrown away. And with that, BerryCrunch takes the lead. He deals damage across the map, gets 10 drone kills, and he shuts down the Ling Roundby. Now, he will lose these medevacs. And this may be one of the reasons why StarKiller did choose to go into mutas this game. But despite that, the base still goes down. And StarKiller, he doesn't have enough. He does not have enough. He's racing back over. It's going to be a close fight. Nice free spread here by BerryCrunch. He spreads well. Banelings rolling in. Oh, Banelings on Marauders. Not ideal, but it looks like he will overwhelm. Whew. Cleans up the army, forces BerryCrunch back. StarKiller, he's holding on. He has a decent drone count, but again, he's lacking bases. And he is taking up into Ultras. Ultras on the way. I feel like this is maybe a bit of a misread here. We have some Thors in production, but I believe the muta count's quite low. Yeah, it's only 8 mutas. Only 8 mutas. So hopefully BerryCrunch doesn't overinvest into Thors, as they don't really have as many uses here. Likewise, I believe he hasn't scouted the tech. He doesn't know that Ultras are on the way. Otherwise, we would need Ghosts. Ghosts, Liberators. Mutas they do here, bottom left. Banelings are going to crash in. Oh no! Oh, no splits! Yeah, no splits. BerryCrunch was distracted. We'll take some Banelings to the face. Behind this, there it is. I was going to say the StarKiller, he's banking up a lot of resources, but there it is. We have 3 Ultras on the way. And of course, 333. The upgrades. You know, BerryCrunch going for a split push. Oh. Yeah, it does go for a split push. StarKiller trying to keep up. He will defend against sub left, but what about the center base? Yeah, he can only defend once. He can only defend against one army. And he will lose these mutas. Yeah, StarKiller being pulled apart. Trying to mass up Ultras. Now, if he can buy enough time for Ultras, he can defend against this. He can survive. But it is going to be a tough hold regardless, as more drones are going down, more damage is being done. Oh, the Infestors! Oh my god. Does end a fungal. Ooh, does connect. Shuts out the entire army. Meanwhile, 18 drone kills. This is what is killing StarKiller. Losing so many workers. And unlike the last game, he's not doing any counter damage. Like, there's been no real economic damage dealt to BerryCrunch. So BerryCrunch, he's getting away with not making SCVs. Like, it's not as important for him. Just because he's maintaining a decent count to begin with. But now at least BerryCrunch, he's aware of the ultras. Behind this, do we have any ghost production? There is an academy. Okay, there is an academy. Currently 0 ghosts, but we should be making ghosts soon. I would hope so. Otherwise, these ultras, they can become a real problem. Again, back, we have the academy. Where are the ghosts? You know, once again, StarKiller, he's distracted. He abandons top left. This means the space is going to go down. We've seen this before. And he will lose the mineral line. Oof. Brutal damage. And StarKiller, once again, his attention is just being pulled apart. Base goes down, and 9 drones as well. And again, this is very similar to the previous game, except this time BerryCrunch has an economy. Right? This time he has income. And BerryCrunch, he can max out. Speaking of, StarKiller going for a massive ultra run by. Do we have any ghosts yet? The answer is no. Still no ghosts, which is a concern. Passing on the planetary, mass repair. Same time pushing on the right hand side. Planetary does fall. Likewise, do we get a fungal? Up. Does he notice? He does. He does notice, does fungal. We'll break the army on the right hand side. At the same time, though, all these ultras are going down. That was an expensive trade for StarKiller. He does get a mineral line. Now, my concern, based on what happened last game, BerryCrunch, he just lost the mineral line. He just lost the base. Does he make SCVs? I was saying earlier, like, yo, BerryCrunch, as long as he doesn't have to worry about making SCVs, he's gonna be fine. But now that worry is here. No. Meanwhile, going for a split push. Once again, StarKiller out of position. Mineral line's gonna go down. Okay, this is good damage. Will lose an army though, as the Thors do pull away, but does get the base, and that's what's important here. So just like the last game, we're ending up in a game state here where we have a very limited economy for both players. Like BerryCrunch is down to 54 SCVs. We do see StarKiller down to 58. We have low drone counts. This time though, there is anti-air. Oof, full medevac goes down. So these are more expensive trades for BerryCrunch, pushing right down the center. And again, the map is helping BerryCrunch. Like, this is a very small map. It's known for aggression. The base goes down. Oof, forcing friendly fire. And with that StarKiller, he will lose 3 expansions back to back. Meanwhile, still no ghost, by the way. I don't think BerryCrunch can defend against. BerryCrunch can defend against this. Mine just going off. We're waiting for the fungal. Decent kiting so far, but the infestors, they're coming in. And again, oh god, the fungal does connect. And again, BerryCrunch, he's had the academy for like 10 minutes and 0 ghosts. 0 ghosts, papi. Yeah, the ultras are overwhelmed. They just overrun the army. They're stuck in the natural. Let's go. Liberation has arrived. It breaks out. Yeah, it does break out. Bust out of the natural base. Now headed towards more expansions. The infestors were left alone. Yeah, they're left on their own. So he should clean them all up. There we go. 3 infestors go down. And we're never going to make a ghost this game, are we? It's just never going to happen. Smooch. And with that, that's going to be an expansion going down, a mirror line going down. BerryCrunch is down to 40 SCVs. He's mule. Oh, geez, that's a lot of mules. Okay. With that, he has an equivalent economy. He can sustain himself. I spoke too soon. Oh no, yeah, he's okay. He's keeping up with the link run by. This is a orbital, not a planetary, so this is vulnerable to run bys, vulnerable to counterattacks, and yeah, StarKiller, he's going for it. He's honing in on that expansion. The ultras are very low. Yo, did BerryCrunch, did he like unhockey his ghost key? Is that what the... Maybe. It's possible. Not gonna rule that one out. The academy is just for a set. Yeah, it's just nice to look at, you know? There's like a nice like coil around. So don't worry about it. Nice mind connections, very nice. Mind just going up, they take down one ultra. A lot of corruptors do fall as well. Oof. I mean, again, like, time and time again, StarKiller is out of position. These bases are falling. Nice mining. Does pull back. And again, the muling here is keeping going in this game. He still has no economy. He's got 1,000 gas. Sorry, 1,000 minerals. BerryCrunch, he's sustaining himself. And again, StarKiller, he has, I would say, the greater main army, but very often we're just not going for these main fights. Think run by, you get spotted, more bases being taken. Every time the ultras try to counterattack, there's another drop moving out. Oh, things, they peel off into the middle line though. Oh, this is dangerous. Let's use the point. This time the ultras are in position. This time they're ready. Oh, the mine shots. Yeah, massive connections. Mines are popping off. As there is no detection. Ultras are going down. BerryCrunch has lost the mineral line, but he has an army. More drones falling. And we're looking to force the ace match. Whew, who needs ghosts? We don't even need them. True. Yo. We need to update the ghost copy pasta. Replace the word ghost with marine. And marauder. True, true. That's all you need, back. That's all you need. Who needs ghosts? Nice kiting. Does focus on the ultras. Ultras, they go down one after the other. And again, StarKiller just has no economy. Just has no economy. The drop play does overwhelm. And again, the drops are what excelled in game 1, and they're excelling here in game 2. Despite the corruptors, despite the anti-air. The drops, they pull StarKiller apart. And this time, BerryCrunch, he has, again, as we mentioned previously, like 10 minutes ago, like he had a high enough worker count, and he had it for enough time as well, where he could just sustain himself. In this game, he didn't take an economic low at the start of the game. So it's been looking solid. Let's go. Need to add a Marine Marauder medevac to beat Broodlords as well. It's true, it's true. To beat everything. Ah. Oof. Oh my god. That's my shall say connect. And again, he snipes another expansion. GG, well played. And with that, BerryCrunch, he will tie up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Once again, BerryCrunch excelling when it comes to his drop play, counterattacking time and time again. Every time there were ultras on one side, there was a drop on the other, and we were just able to pull StarKiller apart. StarKiller just unable to maintain map control, unable to maintain vision. One of the big things here that was lacking both in game 1 and in game 2, more so in game 2 because of his composition going Ling Bane, was the lack of queens, the lack of creep. There was so little, there was non-existent creep spread, no vision on the map, so every time StarKiller, he was caught off guard by the drops. Every single time they caught him off guard, every time he was out of position, and he would lose drone after drone. Oh, I didn't see the drone kill count. I didn't get to see that game. I should have checked. But every single time, workers are falling left and right, and he just could not maintain his economy. And again, this time we saw that BerryCrunch was able to actually maintain his own for the most part of that game. Was able to stay and maintain like a 60+ SCV count plus mules. He could sustain himself. Meanwhile, StarKiller could not. GG, well played. And now we finally go from some of these more aggressive maps to a much more macro-oriented map instead. Up next, Tokamak. Let's go. So again, game 1 was on Pylon, game 2 was on Torches. These two games, I do favor aggressive builds and aggressive play, drop play, run-bys, counterattacks. That's all. That is all kind of benefited by those smaller maps. Now we're letting into Tokamak, a much larger map of the map pool. This is where longer, more standard safe play can be more beneficial here. But at the same time, StarKiller is not known for that. So we'll see. We shall see. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the teal Zerg player, the American Zerg representing Match Nui Sports. It is StarKiller. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the purple Terran player. God, they switched places again. we have the purple Terran. We have the American Terran. It is BerryCrunch. We go. Oh, as we may be opening up 2x Reaper. Okay. We have the low ground setup here. As the Rax is going to be on the way. And we'll see what we can accomplish with this, as yeah, we're going in for the second rack. So 2 racks Reaper out of BerryCrunch. From here we could even go into a third racks as well. Meanwhile, StarKiller going Hatch Gas Pool. Standard opener out of StarKiller, a more aggressive start out of BerryCrunch. We go. As we have our Reaper production on the way. Behind this, we could have thrown down a third Rax, but there is no third Rax. There is no commitment here into Mass Reaper. The goal here is going to be to contain, to deal some economic damage early on, to contain the Zerg player, to delay their... Oh, we're going gasless. Ooh, okay. Gasless at a StarKiller. Very greedy. Very greedy start. Because of this, Link speed is going to be heavily delayed. Heavily delayed link speed here for StarKiller. That means that these Reapers will have a lot more longevity in this game. They can have more of a presence on the map, but I don't think they can deny the third anymore. There's going to be plenty of progression on it. We'll see. Shall see. But again, with delayed link speed, that means that these Reapers are going to be active for a little longer. Or at least they should be. As Reapers are moving out. The Queen is going to be able to defend the mineral line at least, but the first Reaper has arrived. Ooh, okay, skipping link speed, going into Roach Rush. Roach Warren gets thrown down. Reapers are poking in. And without, I mean, there's no drones. So my concern here is, because of the gasless opener, it would be difficult to protect this mineral line, 100%. But, you know, what if you just don't make drones? True, okay, that's how you do it. He's like, Papi, I don't think you can defend against the Reapers. It's like, what? There's nothing to defend against. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not defending anything. It's like, okay, sure, I guess that works. I guess. Big brain play. He can't kill my drones if I don't make any. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Papi. You're not wrong. It's the StarKiller. That's how you do it. From here, roaches are amassing. Gonna be zoning back BerryCrunch. The roaches are spotted as well. Behind this, we do need stuff. There we go. Bunkers on the way. Bunkers on the way. Roach Ravager is revealed, and you can see here that it looks like this was just a defensive response, as we are now droning. Now, the saturation here is late. Late droning, late saturation, but didn't lose anything, right? Didn't lose any workers. It was a bit of a messy and shaky response, but it all worked out well. It all worked well here for StarKiller. So from here, he can drone, he can saturate, and we can build up into a longer game. Ooh, meanwhile, we do see a bit of an overreaction out of BerryCrunch. He's throwing down the second bunker. He's got tank production as well. Ooh, okay. This is a little bit brutal. So basically what's happening here is that BerryCrunch, he's terrified about an all-in. So he has a tech lab on the factory. What does this mean? No tech lab on the Raxes. It means delayed stim. Delayed stim, delayed combat shields. He's delaying his upgrades in favor of tank production because he's terrified about an all-in. An all-in that isn't coming. Yeah, now the Reaper is a scout, and now he sees all the drones. Now he knows. And again, now you see this big reaction. He lifts up. He does cancel. He does get off of the tech lab. Now rushing over to start stim, double eBay, double upgrades, but everything here is late. It's all late for BerryCrunch. Again, he was terrified. And that means the starkiller, he's safe. Like, otherwise he would be vulnerable to an earlier stim timing, right? To a regular stim timing even. But now he's safe, he's secure. We have a vanilla marine drop moving out. As Marines, they catch an overlord. To catch an overlord. Speaking of, ooh, 6 overlords on the way. Ay. Brutal supply block. Starkiller getting to his own 1-1 upgrades. You can see Starkiller is up 20 workers. I mean, again, that's just how much greed Starkiller got away with. He's up to 63 drones. 60. So we'll lose 2 workers here in the mineral line. We'll lose 2 workers. Spores are on the way. And BerryCrunch, he's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do, and hey, I mean, his Marines are up to the task, right? Like, again, BerryCrunch, what he's been excelling in, both in Game 1 and Game 2, and I would imagine here in Game 3 as well, is his drop play, right? His drops, his counterattacks, they've been on point, and that's what he has to rely upon here. So I would say that BerryCrunch, he's behind, but he can recover. Can recover. Getting his third up and running, 4th base on the way for Starkiller. Starkiller building up to his 1-1 timing. Oh. This time Starkiller's in position. But we do have a second push on the right-hand side, this time with tanks. Starkiller not quite ready for this. There are some units in position. There we go, drop into the main. Stim is done. 1-1 as well. Starkiller not quite ready for this. Oh, the reinforcements are on the way. Drop into the main. Drones are going to be going down. He gets 3. He gets 3 workers, but oh, the tanks are shut down. Yeah, losing 1 tank. Meanwhile, he does get 6 drones to the queen. Not bad. Again, 3 marines. Jesus. 14 drones going down. Well worth it here for BerryCrunch, and just like that, he recovers. Just like that, BerryCrunch now takes an economic lead. He's ahead in workers plus mules, so he's ahead economically. Against Starkiller, he just had a really hard time defending against that drop. He lost so many workers here. 7 in the mineral line, 6 here in the gases. Ay. It's a 1 marine drop. Or it's a 1 drop of marines. And now the pressure is on Starkiller. Again, it's one of those things where there was a lot of pressure on the Terran player to get damage done, and he did it. Like, he's fine. The drops, they pop up. And Starkiller, if you take notes, he's not droning. Starkiller, he's cutting workers at 66. He's intentionally not droning up. He's working towards 2-2, and it looks like he's going for an all-in. So Starkiller, he's going to max out and hit with a 2-2 timing with pure Roach Ravager. We saw Starkiller excel with this style in Game 1. And again, the goal is to break the third. It's going to be on BerryCrunch to realize what's happening. And to set up. Like, we need bunkers, we need depots, we need SimCity to protect the tanks. Without them, these tanks will go down. Main. And again, you can see because this map is larger and because there's more areas here for overlords, for vision as well, the bases are a little bit closer together compared to pylon, compared to torches. The defense here is a lot more solid. I mean, still did lose 14 drones, don't get me wrong, but the roaches are split. They're split between all the bases. Oh, this is misguided. Bearing in mind, StarKiller's all in. Like, StarKiller, he hasn't drawn in quite some time. StarKiller is maxed, and BerryCrunch is pushing into the maxed out Roach Ravager army. Oh, boy. Okay. I mean, the tanks do siege. StarKiller late to react. I'm sure he's like, wait, what? It's like, why are you here? And here we go. He comes in from behind. The first tank is going to go down. Getting on top of the second tank. Getting on top of the third. Now there's 2 tanks left. Marines, they're holding their own, but yeah, there's just so much Roach Ravager here. There's 1 tank remaining. As we mentioned, BerryCrunch is pushing into a player that's going all in. Oof. Like, this was not the time to push. Not like this. He's still rallying across the map. And StarKiller, he should have enough to hold here. Getting on top of that tank. Here come the Wiles. Likewise, the final tank goes down, and BerryCrunch, he's gonna lose everything here. Again, pushing into an all-inning player, it was just a big misread. That was not the fight to go for, not the push to go for. Like, how do you survive this? It would have been to set up defense. We spoke about it, right? Like bunkers, depots, defensive line here back at home. But BerryCrunch, he went for the direct opposite. Aye. And now he's in trouble. Now he's down to 1 tank. Down to 1 tank. From here, StarKiller, he's taking him into Hive, going into Adrenal. Ultra Cavern's on the way. Now, thankfully, BerryCrunch, he started his own 4th, and his 4th base is getting up and running. This is where I would be critical of StarKiller. I assumed that he would just max out on Roach Ravager and then counterattack, and he could have, but he chose not to. What I mean by that, all that money is being spent on +1 melee, on kindness plating, on the Hive, on the Ultras, on the Infestation Pit, on the Spire. He's choosing to spend his resources here instead of doubling down and going for a 2-2 Roach Ravager all-in. Which he was set up for. He was set up for it. He chose not to. This is allowing BerryCrunch to recover. So BerryCrunch, he did have a big kind of misread, kind of pushing into an all-in player. Now we see StarKiller not taking advantage of that and instead teching instead of just doubling down and counterattacking. So this is allowing BerryCrunch to max out. And this is why now I favor BerryCrunch. As a BerryCrunch, he's now maxed out himself. He has a more efficient army. Big reaction here from StarKiller. Drop on the right-hand side, going for the bases. We've seen this before. Ooh, the tanks are exposed. Tanks are exposed. Job moves in. And the base is denied. Meanwhile, we see Ultras. We see Ultras, we see Infestors. We see Hive Tech does snipe both Infestors. True. Do we get an Academy? We do. Okay. We already have it. We have the Academy. Do we make any ghosts this game? How long was last game? It was like 26 minutes. It was like, I think it was over 25 minutes. And the Academy was done like 13 minutes in. Just like this time. Do we make any ghosts? Is the Academy just for show? We'll see. I mean, clearly, like, it's possible to deal with this army without ghosts. We saw it last game. The big reason for that was drop play, right? We had just non-stop drop play. And you can see even here, this base is 1 shot away from going down. Like, the bases, the fringe bases are exposed. They're vulnerable. And as long as BerryCrunch can snipe these fringe bases, he can ensure that StarKiller can't max out himself and can't build up a bank and build up an economy. But if he fails to drop, and if he fails to cut off these fringe bases, that's when, you know, we will need ghosts. So far so good though. He's going for another base, and he will get it. And the expansion's going to go down. StarKiller out of position. Another base falls. Takes down the Ultra. And you can see how StarKiller responds to the push. Another move out is moving in. Another push is moving in. Yeah, StarKiller being torn apart. Having a rough fight here, pushing into tank fire. More retro after going down. And he will get the expansion. Oh, it's so close. Can he get it? Stim in with a couple of boys. There he will. Oh my god. Just go for the... He could just tickle it to death. Aye. Doesn't quite go for it. Survives on 17 HP. Meanwhile, drop on the right hand side. Once again, starkiller just having a really hard time splitting. He abandons the base. This base will now go down. As he responds to everything here to this bush. He reacts with everything. And another expansion will fall. And starkiller just cannot keep up. He cannot keep up. Not like this. Losing another expansion. And BerryCrunch, he's here to claim the series. Again, it was a shaky back and forth. Very shaky. For both players. The games were not clean. They were very messy. But IBSNA, we like it dirty here. Oh, no. Aye. As a starkiller, he's down to, what, 3 bases. He has an okay drone count, but he's not mining efficiently. BerryCrunch, he's maxed. He's maxed out. And at this one, he can aim move. Like, at this one, he can just move out. He's making it! He's great! He found the hotkey! He figured it out! Ah! Someone in his chat told him. Like, Bappy. Press G. He's got the ghosts. The ghosts have arrived. Let's go. Let's go. We're learning together, man. We can now make... We have unlocked the ability to make ghosts. It's over. Oh, God. As Yami does him in, takes out an expansion. Yo, what are the odds that someone had to donate that message? The text to speak helped him out. Let's go. Suddenly, plus 300 MMR. GG. GG, well played. BerryCrunch, he will claim the series. He will advance on a 2-1 over starkiller and make it through into the round of 16. GG. Whew. Probably accidental ghost. It's like the accidental swarm host. True. GG, well played. Congratulations, BerryCrunch. He will claim the series. A very intense back and forth. And again, there were strong moments for both players. But what I was most impressed by was the drop play. Was the non-stop counterattacks and drop play. starkiller had a very hard time keeping up in all 3 games. Actually, in every single game, we saw him struggling. So many drones are going down, bases going down. Very impressive play there by BerryCrunch. With that, GG, well played. BerryCrunch, he will claim the series. And with that, let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out what's been going on, and let's figure out where we are in the PiGosaur Cup. Exclamation mark B in the chat to catch up on the bracket yourselves. Oh my god, we have updates. We have a lot of updates coming in here. From the top, we have Max, the #1 seed of the tournament. He's going up against Heaven SC in the second round. Winner goes up against Epic, as Epic takes down Master 2-0. Very impressive. Scrolling down, we have Estrella. Estrella takes down Arkia. And Estrella was patiently waiting, and that is going to be our next series. We're going to be featuring BerryCrunch up against Estrella in the next round.